Okay, we're rolling.
All right, cool. So welcome back to the Mushroom Compadres. We are here in beautiful Rogil, Portugal. It is Friday, October 6th. Still hot, still nice. My heart rate is 90 beats a minute. And so yeah, I'm here with the chief of the Mushroom Factory, one of the main inspirations and the reason why I started to do this in the first place. The one, the only, Manuel Gonzalez Faria.
It is me.
He's from Venezuela via Barcelona with Portuguese roots. And yeah, here we are.
Here we are.
So,
how long have we been in this process?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah,
2 years
2
already.
years, yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, the point of this video is to just give people a better insight of who we are, what we're doing, and who the characters are involved in it, because that's what it's all about.
Correct.
The characters. So Manuel, I met Manuel on the playground of my kid's school, his kid's school. I remember I was like, oh, you play music, let's play music. And he was like, ah, yeah, sure, whatever. And I was like, no, I want to play music with you. I like you. And he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was, for me, was a nice encounter because I was just arriving in the area. And I remember I was like starting to give like music lessons and like some support in the school. And it was the first day I was going there to Story Forest. And then the first kid that talked to me was Phoenix, was her son.
Oh, cool.
The first kid that talked to me in the whole school. And he told me about you. He said like, my father, he was saying like he didn't like tomatoes because you didn't like them. I remember that. I was like, yeah, no, they're very like invasive, he told me. And I was like, oh, so.
He has a huge vocabulary.
Yeah, but a good vocabulary for him. I was like, oh, interesting. And then at the end of the day, you came and said that, and then I saw your kid coming to you, and I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. So yeah, I already knew about you by yourself,
Yeah,
so I had an idea of. Okay.
Except you only knew lies about me.
Yeah,
because I like tomatoes.
Yeah, it was a lie.
Yeah,
It's a lie, but anyway, it was good. It was good.
I don't like tomatoes out of season.
Okay.
The store tomatoes that are made out of cardboard. I don't
Maybe
like
that's
those.
it.
Yeah.
You didn't like those too.
Invasive.
We talked for a bit, and
so
I saw you were like.
So what happened? You got sucked into my orbit of the insane catalyst of energy.
Yes.
That brought the Aries power.
Yeah.
And so
you saw my craziness also.
I saw that you and
I could handle it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can handle it, which is not everybody can say that.
And then we one day you came to my place, right? We were like, it was just about making music at the beginning.
Yeah.
Came with the saxophone, I remember, and we just made some food, talked. And I know how we got into the conversation because I had this idea before of doing the mushroom project. So I had like already like an advanced idea of what I was planning to do, but it was a lot smaller than what we're doing now.
Yeah.
In my head at the beginning.
Yeah, me too. I had no idea what we were getting into. Yeah. But I think we both knew we wanted to do it. And we just got cracking on building this factory, which took us like almost 8 months, 9 months to build something at this scale.
At the beginning was only you and me.
Yeah.
So just building.
Yeah.
Trying from scratch.
Building something.
Basically.
We had, and I think that your instincts were good. We had a good design, but we didn't really know where it was going to go.
Yeah. And I was like ignorant about a lot of things that I know now. Also.
Like what?
The thing is, at the beginning, I had the idea of doing something like grow bit by bit, but we started like with one test, and then it's like, yeah, let's do it. And we're like, yeah, of course we can do this. We can grow mushrooms now. Yeah, I think it's different when you scale up, then problems scale up also. So we started having this like small issues. Also, I was the only one that had like a grasp on how to grow mushrooms because I already did before, but I was growing like small quantities,
Yeah.
Then when you get like to a bigger scale and then train people also to get on the train also.
Sure.
Which we have like a nice team at the end. We managed to get.
Which you brought with your charisma and that's one reason why I decided to work with you is not just your charisma, which I like, but Kone told me this once about you. You attract people. You're like the great attractor. So it's like you brought the team, you interact with the community in such a beautiful way. We both share the like frenetic mad scientist like insanity. You know, that's the first mistake I remember like watching happen is we got the machines, we put them to use, and we tried to grow every kind of mushroom that you could find, and they all failed.
Yeah,
Right?
basically.
Yeah, and our substrate kept failing over and over again.
Yeah, hardcore.
Hardcore, yeah, lots of
Hardcore.
contamination.
Lots of contamination.
And that's also like a mistake that I'm prone to making is let's go big all once. You need to do small batches. But I was too restless. We already had a bunch of money sunk into it.
Correct.
And now we needed to get up and get off the ground.
Okay. But also I think what we started big and then we backed up also. I think we started like testing like our processes one by one. I think this is where we got because, you know, we had this, you know, if we started doing the grain, the transfers, the substrate, everything all at once, and at the end we have a problem we didn't know where it was coming from. You know, at the end we're like, oh, we had contamination. Where's the contamination coming from? From the grain, from the transfer of the culture, or from the end, you know, or from the rooms that are just full of contamination. So then we started. I think this is one of the things we did at the beginning was go back and start from the end, which was the rooms, backwards to the grain. This is where we are now.
Yeah.
Starting to get into again because we,
You know, and that's one thing I'm really grateful that you've stuck it out because, you know, I couldn't imagine doing this without you, and I never could have done it without you anyway. So I mean, here we are.
Yeah, I mean, I probably say the same. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, to do this size of project, I didn't have it in mind so fast. But it's like, it's amazing that it happened. And I really also appreciate your balls, basically. Like, you know, like let's do this. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's not the word, but you can put another word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, if it's just pure recklessness or it's big ambition or it's like overconfidence. But yeah, I wanted to do something at scale that could make an impact. Yeah. And even if in this little community, we needed to be at least this size to be generating, I think, the flow that we need. Okay, cool. Well, so for people back home, I like the way this is going. I love the affirmations. But I'm just curious, like, what is it that really gets you going about this project? Like, what are you passionate about?
Well, I'm passionate about. This is how it started in my head. Also, like how I decided to like why I wanted to grow mushrooms. First, it comes from I must say, it's psychedelic mushrooms. This is like the first message in my head was like of the connection that everything has in between, you know, the magnificence of life.
It's incredible.
And then I felt that, you know, it is like a medicine. It is a medicine. It's a way to connect back to yourself. I would say, I don't know if I want to say itself, but to humble down and like understanding also more things and other people and reactions, and you know, because the mushroom has this capacity also in itself. You know, it's a mycelium. I see it like that. So I see the mycelium as a living organism that is just like connecting, you know, space and sharing information in itself with other plants. It does. It's a cycle. You know, it's a cycle. It just you say when you like basically not kill, but
destroy.
You like destroying.
Yeah.
Like, you like the destroying part of the mushroom. But I think it's not a destroying. It's like actually like breaking down things and giving back.
Yeah.
You know, it's taking things apart, and it's like a cycle helper. You know, it's a helper of a cycle.
Yeah. That's
like a recycler in a way. But then, I think that's the power of the mushroom. I think it's like everywhere. It's doing good. It's doing bad. Let's say, you know. But all for the sake of life and also preserving life. Just this as an example, I think, of its power, its greatness, I think. And the part, of course, that when I use psychedelic mushrooms, I could connect to this force, which is like a knowledge that I think has been inside this being.
Entity.
It has the knowledge of millions of years, so it does have an information in it, you know, in DNA. And when you connect to this, I think, you want to be part of it. That's how I felt. I was like, yeah, I want to help this entity into achieving what it's already doing, because I think I'm not humbling, but I respect that.
Me too.
That possibility, that this vision that is trying to achieve already, I felt part of that vision, that I can I understand that it already has a purpose, it's trying to go somewhere.
Yeah.
This knowledge that is embedded there, it is trying to reach, already, and it's reaching out, You're basically helping people to get access to this knowledge, I think, of the mushroom. This is what moved me into starting growing mushrooms, So I was like, okay, then you have, of course, it's food, it's medicine, it's consciousness, it's regeneration. So it has so many different, not properties, but how you say?
That's a great way to put it.
But I think, for me, this is what started me into understanding, I think, that I wanted to grow mushrooms, This is because I was really impressed by mushrooms through all my life. And then at one point I was like, it makes sense. It's I believe in this being, I believe in all this information, medicine, and capacity it has to connect,
Yeah.
To connect, like I say, the garbage to the ground, to the falling tree, with the next crop, So he's helping on all this, on these processes. It's bringing things down. Just also this would be bacteria, and but I felt a mushroom, this is what I mean. And that's why it brought me, took me to decide, yes, I'm going to grow mushrooms. I want to do this. I want to learn more about them and bring them to the people.
Yeah. I have to agree with you. I think that we have become so disconnected from nature and our actual humanness, and wrapped up in this distracted, stressed, unnatural way of being. And I've had that same experience where the mushrooms destroy the ego and this habitual ego we have, and you feel the raw connection to nature. You feel your place in it, and it's humbling how tiny you are, but how it's comforting that you are a part of it. And so, maybe the mushrooms are destroying some of these whatever rotten constructs. They're eating those, breaking them down, and then new things can sprout. Neurologically, yes, new pathways are forming, but yeah, for me, it's also the journey back to freedom. To be in a more natural way, not constrained by the corrupt monopoly, and it's right now, I think that we are in a position of servitude to the chemical companies, and the mushrooms hold a promise of not only regenerating the soil, feeding us, giving us valuable medicines, which have thousands of years of track record, but they can give us the energy, the momentum to help serve their mission, which I think we're in alignment with. Yeah. I think that we share that.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
So you're passionate about the incredible intelligence of mushrooms.
Correct.
In general.
In general, yes.
They're fascinating.
Also, I think this for everyone, they're just magical creatures. Since a kid you see a mushroom, and you have some connection. I feel this, and I think everyone must have that. It's a funny thing to watch. You say, oh, you find a mushroom. It's it's just interesting. It's just calling you in a way. Even if it's hidden. They're hidden also. You need to find them. They're not super visible. When you see them, they're just they call your attention. They're calling you in a way. And I think everyone can feel this. With mushrooms. They're just interesting. It's they're a bit mystical, a bit mysterious creatures.
Okay.
So I think it's part of that also attracts me. It's this mysteriousness, and we don't know a lot about. We know a little bit about them. We know more about plants and the process of growing mushrooms is also not that available.
Yeah.
So it's still in its infancy in a way. But a lot of things happening now. Yeah, of course. Now you have bioreactors growing, mycelium and biomaterials, but still not a big thing. I think the mushrooms. In Asia, yes. In Asia, they have then of course, it's true.
Yeah.
And if you go to Asia, they have it figured out already for a long time. But here in Rogil,
well, the Portuguese culture, they love mushrooms. And they go hunt them when it rains. like the cantareles, the chanterelles, but having something in a factory pumping out gourmet mushrooms that they've never heard of is it's a new.
Yeah.
It would only happen with some estrangeros coming in here and taking a big swing at something.
Yeah. Also, people is afraid of mushrooms. I think here I had this friend. He was like, oh yeah, you're the guys of the mushrooms, but you know I'm a bit afraid of eating the mushrooms because I don't know. It's like, man, we grow them inside. You know, we know where we're growing. Oh.
Yeah, you have to know what.
You know, some people
what
can
you're
be like
eating.
wary of mushrooms.
Yeah.
You know? And it's true. People either love them or don't know about them, and they are scared.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But I think now is a time when it's like a lot more. It's a lot more available. You know, information available, and it's a trend that is growing also.
There's a lot of hype. There's a lot of hype, and like, what do you see that sets us apart from the opportunistic capitalist kind of vultures that are trying to cash in on it and get in on the fad?
Yeah. This is the thing. It's complicated because how are you not part of that in a way? You know, because if you're trying to make a living from it, I mean, but I don't want to sell. I want to show what we're doing. I want to, people to trust our process. I think this is the thing, and one of our plans is to be able to show the whole process of what we're doing and how we do it. So there is like at least trust on what we're doing is ethical and done with the best of intentions also. And I was talking this yesterday with Martha, which is helping us with the marketing part, and I told her like, my idea is to tell you we're the best at what we're doing, or saying like buy from us because we're the best, or we're doing no, man, this is what we're doing. We're going to show you what we're doing. I want to tell you what we believe in, and then if you want to be part of this, then you can come and get anything from us, and we will give you whatever you want because we're producing this for that.
Yeah.
But I want you to buy it because you believe in what we are saying and what we're giving and what our process is, and not because I'm just shoving it in your face like buy this, Oh, here is the best. No, this is what we're doing. See how we do it. You want it? Here it is. And we will do it. We are all trying to do it as real as possible. With the best intentions, and having a crew that is also like having a good time while doing it.
Yeah.
That everybody is aligned in the mission, and we're trying to make a positive impact on the community. And if this get it as far as possible, this good intention that I think is already in the mushroom, that intention. So we have to be, how you say, like ambassadors. Yes,
that's right. I do feel like we are ambassadors. They are the ambassadors from the natural world back to us, and we're gonna be the evangelist, the ambassadors to the human kingdom. Yeah. One thing you said that just stood out to me is like, have you ever had good food at a restaurant, but there was like zero care and love put into the food? You could tell when you left, you felt like terrible, And I think that's, you touched on something important too. It's also doing it with love, having fun while doing it, like doing something cool. I mean, growing mushrooms is a big challenge, but it's like very fascinating.
Yeah.
It's interesting work. Yeah.
It is. And I think everyone that's working with us also feels that, that like you want to know more, you want to learn more, and you want to be part of the Mushroom Compadres mission.
That's right. And obviously we need money. Like, we need to make this thing work financially. That's not what gets me out of bed. Like, there's not a lot of opportunities in rural Portugal or Southern Europe for people to have like a good livelihood doing something agricultural based. You're either on your tractor, buying chemicals, sending that money up the food chain to whoever that may be. And the food that we're getting is killing us. I had a grandiose vision of the mushrooms being the engine of a huge operation doing regenerative farming and like providing that employment and that model for a new food regime, I guess, or like system.
Yeah, I think that's the dream, no? That we have the best food for people that surround us. That is everyone at the end. Yeah. As big as this can go, and like and give the right energy embedded in this food, in these processes we're doing, and why we do it. There is that, like you say, that's the dish you're eating. what are you eating? What's your food? What are you feeding off? You know, so if you can feed, you know, pollution-free or chemical-free, you can feel it. You just know. Even if there's just love on the plate, you know, you will feel it.
Totally. Yeah, I agree with that. And I mean, you said something about not being the best, but like having, you know, food grown like in a regenerative manner with healthy soil that's full of minerals and not having a bunch of poison on it, and that's not shipped to halfway across the world, instantly you have a whole nother caliber of product that just, it is what it is. Is it the best in the entire world? Who gives a fuck? Like,
exactly.
Is it like, is it incredible food that is grown with love and made with love, and like you can share it with your friends? Like, what more do you want?
Yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I feel like an onion from the farm, and I do feel like, yes, you know, you feel it. You feel it. You just feel it.
Yeah, you can taste it.
You can taste it. You taste it. Yeah, you taste it. It's it's easy to realize that. And you go to the supermarket, and then you have to do some shopping because you don't get everything there. But then you say like you cook it, and then it's not the same. It's not life. It's not the same life energy.
Yeah, and this kind of dials back into the greater mission that I'm on, and I've sucked you into, is I want to be responsible for the production of all my things, or source it from people that I respect, doing business in an ethical way, paying a fair wage, doing it in a way that gives, you know, keeps it sustainable and regenerative, and makes this not extractive, not using slave labor in some like far-flung corner of the world. Like, it's just it's not something I can get behind anymore, you know, and I, you know, like not everybody can like drop everything that they're doing and go like learn how to farm, because man, I'm still deep in the weeds on trying to learn how to grow food consistently without killing myself. And I still have to go buy a ton of stuff from the grocery store. I'm not saying like if you go to the grocery store, you're like a bad person.
Of course,
I do it every day almost, or all the time. But yeah, that's my mission.
But of course, everybody wants to eat better. Of course, everybody wants to have better quality in their table for their family, you know. That we are also lucky that we are in a rural area, and still there's like some customs of growing your own stuff, you know, like people do here, you know, and then maybe in the cities it's more difficult, you know. You're surrounded by the machine. You know, here you still can see like, you know, people walking with their cows, you know, and growing their own food, and like making their own bagazo, you know, and making their own drinks in a natural way. Yeah. So that also gives us or at least me a boost that to say, okay, everybody's, you know, we are in a place where we can do this. It's open for this, you know. Yeah.
But I think we forget that a lot of places in the world are still like rural, and even the cities can be integrated into the immediate environment. One, we can grow food in the cities. It's hard. Space is tight, but cities don't have to be black holes of consumerism. Like they can do something. And I think more and more people waking up to like, hey, we can support people that are in alignment with our well-being, like, and the well-being of our kids and descendants and all that, and the God-blessed natural world that we are made from. If you don't know if you don't know what you eat, you don't know who you are. Yeah. So
this is something I do recommend. It's like. So it makes a big difference to have make your own food. At least it's cooking for yourself at least.
Yeah. I had a hamburger today at the restaurant. It was pretty nice. Well, let's wrap it up there. I think that gives a general introduction into the philosophy that we
maybe
a tiny bit of introduction to the chief, the brains, the beating heart of the Mushroom Factory, I think that you're doing a great job, man. It's been a bumpy road, but I appreciate your dedication.
I appreciate your energy.
That's right.
Into this, you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna put more into it. I'm not just getting started.
No. I swear, it's like keeping you have a clear mind. You know, I think this you can navigate. You know, these bumps, which I am bumpy also. Maybe I'm more bumpy than you. I think you're more stable, and this like also stabilizes me because you know, I can be like, you know, I know that. My sign or what?
I know that about you. I've been watching you.
But yeah, I think I like to generate movement and things to happen that maybe people don't expect, you know. And I think we're on this mission, I think, to.
Yeah, no, you like complicated grooves, but I've noticed that you can arrange them.
Sorry. Excusez-moi.
Yeah.
Connie.
Yeah.
The other compadre.
Yeah.
Háblame. Ok. Háblame. Dímelo.
Ya, disculpa, mira, voy saliendo de aquí, ¿ahí está la puerta?
Sí. Cierra.
No, we'll be right back. We'll be
Ya
right
volvemos, pero si quieres.
No,
Oh, bueno,
you have a
deja
key?
abierto.
Yeah, I don't have a key.
Deja abierto. Ya estamos aquí al lado.
Yeah.
Chao.
Yeah.
Chao.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
So we were saying, man, I mean, where do you see this going over the next 3 months? Like, what's your personal goals for?
I see that we have a lot to do still. Mm-hmm. But what is making me, a bit like have more faith that I have faith, but is that people is just reaching to us from many places now. Like people just contacting us. Before we were like trying to find them, and now they're trying to find us. So I think that's a step already that, okay, people are interested in what we are.
What we make.
What we're making.
What we're doing. Who we are.
Who we are, yeah. And I think people I've met coming to us, they're also in the same, like, they have an energy that wants to support this. That's a positive thing, I think, that has been like building up to this point. I really believe that this will continue. It just will grow, I think. It will grow. And I really hope we can have at some point like the official outlet for everything we are trying to achieve with the food, that we want to give to people. Be able, I would love to go to a supermarket that they're basically like doing everything by themselves in an open way, that you can see what's happening, that you can see all the parts of the process of the food you're going to eat, that you have access to this information, and then you know what you're eating because you know how this was made. So in a dream state in the future, I would love that everything you can trace back to where it's coming from, and and what energy was put into it. I see this like we could have this outlet of the products we're doing and the things we're into, and our friends that are doing the things in a right way, that I think the world is now trying to also, more people is embarking in this mission of doing a better community, and so if we can be catalyzers to a better world, I think it's worth all the effort.
Yeah, because I want to supplant the entire industrial food system and its corrupt oligarchy, and we're only just one little tiny crew of people, so maybe we can get closer to doing that for ourselves and inspire other people to also take on the mantle, because it's like everybody's got a part to play. Yeah, and it's from supporting it, participating, educating yourself.
Yeah, the thing is, people forgot how to, they just get everything chewed.
Convenience.
Convenience.
Yeah,
and you get the
so
convenience,
easy.
And then you just forgot what's behind it. You don't care anymore, and then you're blind to that. So I think that's the switch. It's like, okay, realize that you can do better for yourself and for future generations or for your kids, or try at least to have this step on, maybe, okay, say, hey, maybe it's true, maybe this is not doing me any good, or this is doing me better, so I will try to connect to what makes me a better person, or be happier, or be more, connected, I think. This is call it a rant. I don't know. You say no, it's not a rant.
This is like a mini podcast, I guess. I don't know what we're doing, but I think that it's important.
It's important.
Yeah.
It's important to have it documented.
Yeah.
I think at some point it will just. It's like I think they're just like fucking in the States and in Canada, they're just putting up dispensaries of.
Yeah.
Like illegal, but they're opening shops in the face of illegality. So I think it's like a very bold statement also.
All right, so this is our first attempt at a compadres philosophy session, so you get to know us a little bit, and you can just get on the boat, come for a ride, see the sights, and get into our brain a little bit and what makes us tick, because the mushrooms are the catalyst for a greater food awareness, and just to have a better food, man. More time with your friends and family, and to share that food with each other. So,
Yeah, and the passion also, because we do it. You know, I just love to see the mushrooms.
Yeah,
I see them. I love to see them grow. You know, it's like
and I love to see people
every time.
I love to see people eating the mushrooms in a great setting with live music.
Yeah.
Either a DJ, a drummer, a bassist, or a guitarist. You have them all right here. The music is good. The family is together. The kids are running around, and I think it's a just stark contrast to the isolation, the consumerism, it's all that bullshit. So, thanks for bringing the party. And
thank you, my
and
friend,
bringing your
for
family.
trust.
Yeah, man.
And to embark in this, man,
Yes.
because freaking compadres
That's a wrap.
doing this stuff.
All right.
Ciao, ciao.
Cool.